We can dance if you want, yo. We can leave. Wait, that's the wrong song. I should be singing. I pledge allegiance to man. Get the fuck out of here. I know y'all didn't think I was gonna let y'all get away with this shit without making a video. What I tell you? Listen, I've been drinking. I had a couple sips of Amsterdam. I don't even drink, but I was feeling kind of saucy tonight after I left the gym. Let me point out something to you, stupid motherfuckers. And again, don't be offended because I say stupid motherfucker. You're not a stupid motherfucker that shouldn't offend you and it shouldn't bother you. But if you are a stupid motherfucker, then you should be offended and it should bother you. Being stupid is watching shit happen that you know is something wrong with it. And you don't ask questions or you don't do anything about it. Okay? So I told you some bullshit gonna jump off, right? And I gloat sometime in my being. The one thing I learned when I was a kid, I said to myself, I stole something from a department store one time with a friend of mine. I got in trouble for it. My mother whooped me with an electrical cord, which whatever, like for 30 minutes with no clothes on. Since that day, I have never stolen anything in my life. I don't like people who lie. I don't like people who steal. I get them the fuck away. That's the worst thing you can ever do to me is lie to me. I don't care how big or how small it is. Or if you take something from me. You have just bought yourself a one-way ticket to me not fucking with you ever again. So, what happened today was a bunch of bullshit. Now, I can tell you this for the simple fact, because where I work at, we go to the Capitol in D.C. every year to talk to congressmen and legislators about bills to be passed and stuff to get put into law for people with disabilities. And we always go to the Capitol. When I tell you, when you go to the Capitol, they have steel posts coming out the ground, so you're not able to drive vehicles up onto the Capitol. There's armed security outside with AK-47s, Mossberg shotguns, with the extra bullets on the side ready to get rid of a motherfucker if they need to. You remember when that lady tried to drive her truck up there into the White House, into the Capitol? You remember what happened to them? So, for this shit to happen the way it happened, one or two things happen. Either this is a bunch of bullshit, which I think it is another fucking act. This is fucking reality TV with the king of reality TV trying to get you all to believe a certain narrative. And they driving the point with this whole corona. The world is changing amongst us. Please believe that, you stupid motherfuckers. And you need to pay attention. Fuck all this shit about I don't want to pay attention to this. It's too much. You see what happened today. So, there are people when we go to the Capitol. They are family members with kids and family members who have severe disabilities. They are allowed into the Capitol to protest for a little while. Nothing violent, of course. And then it's time they ask them to leave. And you know what happens every time they ask them to leave? And people don't leave. They arrest people with severe disabilities. They round them all up. They don't take them to jail anymore. They usher them out of the Capitol, and they give them citations. So what I'm telling you is, there's no way in the world that those people were able to do what they did today without them being allowed to do so. I'm telling you, this is real. So, either Donald Trump made a phone call and his other people that's fucking with him and told the police officers and security to stand down and let this shit happen, or they are all in this shit together. You imagine it was a bunch of niggas climbing up the side of the wall. That shit was hysterical. of the Capitol, what would have happened to the motherfuckers? You imagine it was a bunch of niggas, and I'm using the word nigga for a reason. So don't, if you're offended, you a stupid motherfucker. You need to be offended by these motherfuckers. You imagine it was a bunch of niggas that stormed the inside of the Capitol. They had pistols, and what would have happened to them motherfuckers? They ain't no, oh, go hide. Them niggas would be dead. They tear gassed, rubber bullet, Black Lives Matter people who were protesting peacefully. But not only did nothing happen to these motherfuckers, they like, you come on, you need to stop. Really? So, if the shit ain't what I'm saying it is, and everything that happened today was real, listen, you stupid motherfuckers, you can't sit back at home no more and say there's no such thing as systemic racism and discrimination and all that other fuck shit. And you saw what happened today. Just like when Dylan Roof went in there and shot the motherfucking people in that motherfucking church and they took that bitch ass motherfucker to go get some motherfucking Burger King. So your government and the elite are showing you, yes, there's systemic racism and we don't give a fuck. And if everything that happened today is real and is not staged, which, like I'm telling you, I've been to the Capitol. I've been working on my job for 12 years. I've been in D.C. probably 10 years. There's no way in the world that this could happen unless somebody made a phone call and told a motherfucker to stand down. And if you're a police officer and you're security, and if Donald Trump or anybody in authority tell you to stand down on some bullshit, and you stand down on some bullshit, you a whole ass motherfucker. There's no way in the world I'd have been a part of that bullshit. I was like, listen, you might well fire me today, but I'm finna go out here and do what I'm sworn to do and shoot these motherfuckers because they invading the Capitol. It's treasonous and it's terrorist. It's domestic terror. Donald Trump, if this shit is real, should be prosecuted for inciting a riot. Because that's what he did. Right? Anybody else? And now Twitter talking about they taking things down off of it. You let this man post all this wild shit for 4 years. Now this happened and you want to take some tweets down. Y'all kicking me off of Twitter for asking questions. This motherfucker been on Twitter for 4 years talking shit, racism and everything else, and now with 2 weeks left, you want to take them off and kick them off of Twitter. Y'all, if you're paying attention yet, put the video games down. Fuck your birthdays. Fuck all these holidays. Again, you need to be sitting at home with your friends and your families, members, and having real conversations. This is America. Look how beautiful she is. That bitch got her dress up with her pussy hanging out. Yeah, that's what I say. You pay attention. Well, keep ignoring it. Watching Love and hip hop and all that other fuck shit you sit at home and do. I told you, you can try to ignore this shit. It's going to come knocking on your front door, and guess who's coming to dinner? So let's see what the fallout. Everybody that entered the Capitol, they broke laws. There's camera and videos. All of them supposed to go to jail. Okay? So do you Caucasian people, you don't believe it's discrimination and racism in this motherfucker, and you're a Republican and all that bullshit? Republican or Democrat, fuck all that shit. I ain't with none of that. Let's see what happens. Because you know what happened to people who were a part of the Black Lives Matter movement and who started fighting for equality. We know what happened to them. Right? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And all that stay woke shit, the shit that you were supposed to be staying woke for, you wasn't. Stay tuned. There's more to come. This shit ain't over. Bird Game. Dipset.